Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers and women. This is a different kind of year, obviously. I usually go to Brandon, Manitoba to visit my mom. And this year she's actually turning 98 years old. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. But as the situation is, everything is on lockdown. So we'll just have to wait. I have a very wonderful mother who has taught me how to love my home, how to love my children, to love my husband. And I always admired how she just loved people. My mom did not have the privileges we have today of furthering our education, choosing careers, enjoying all the conveniences we do have today. And the list can go on, but she gave something that can be given by a heart of love, expressed through her faith and relationship with God. To me and many others, this is the greatest gift a mom can give. So today, I am proud to be a mother of 3 sons whom I love so dearly. And then to add to my blessing, I have 2 daughter-in-laws, which I call my daughters of grace. And then can you imagine, the Lord blessed me with 3 granddaughters, Gracie, Georgia, and Lauren. And I know there's more coming. Just have to wait. We all have a story to share. For some of us, Mother's Day is a happy time. It's a celebration. And I know for others, they would rather just ignore it, as it brings them memories of hurt and even pain, or questions that seem to have no answers or even loss. But I just want you to know that your story is just as important as anyone else's, because everyone deserves to be heard, to be loved, and to be understood. And then to have hope of knowing that we can move forward in life and change history in our family relationship with those who are close to us now. I am one who would love to sit with you over a cup of coffee or tea. I prefer coffee. And just give you a safe place to share your story. I know it would be perhaps with some laughter, and I know it would also be with tears. Everyone deserves to tell their story. So what thought or treasure can I leave with you today, mothers, beautiful young daughters, and women, all who are so worthy of celebrating? A scripture that comes to me is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. This means a lot to me. If I were to speak with eloquence in earth's many languages, that's not me, and in the heavenly tongues of angels, yet I didn't express myself with love, my words would be reduced to the hollow sound of nothing more than a clanging cymbal. You know, there's a lot of clanging around us, asking for attention and wanting us to distract us from the real meaning of life, the real purpose of family, of relationships, of friends. So, have you noticed that our homes were designated globally to be a sanctuary, a place of safety in these last few months? All of a sudden, we were the place. It wasn't Hollywood, the Parliament buildings. It was our homes. Many families had to regroup as everything suddenly changed. Like the kids are home from school, no daycare, no structure. Mom and dad are home, no jobs, schedules are changed. I believe it was a real challenge for many to make this transition, but for those who worked hard to establish love and order in their home, well before this pandemic hit the world, I believe it was a much easier transition. Many discovered the value of slowing down and enjoying those that are close to one's heart, which is your family, your friends. And sometimes it was only by a phone call. There was more time for stories, for doing something that was sitting on a shelf to be done forever, like painting my red chair, remember? A time to eat together, a homemade meal, time to play outside or go for a walk and enjoy the spring season. And some made time to pray together as a family. Or maybe they prayed for their first time or discussed matters that were at hand to get some serious searching done in our hearts in those quiet times, reflecting times. And some questions maybe were answered, but some yet left undone. Finally, there was enough time to stop, as there was nowhere really to go, to look at those who were close by and listen to those we often ignored because life was just too busy. During this time, I want to take my hat off to the mothers, to the women who created the atmosphere of nurturing and love in their homes. It was a big job. A lot of responsibility was put on your shoulders to bring an answer to your children who were so dismayed with this change. And sometimes, I could only imagine, it took you, Mom, to put on a song, take their hand and say, let's dance on the living room floor. Or maybe it was those awesome chocolate chip cookies. Now there was just a bit more time. Mothers, I want you to hear this. You are an integral part of the successful function of not only your home, but your family and your community. Your strength, your love, your care reaches way beyond your walls. You know, a house is not a home. A house becomes a home because of you. When the family learns how to love one another, they keep building their home instead of tearing it down. So does all this just happen automatically and we become these amazing mothers? I really don't think so. Love requires a lifestyle of learning, a lifestyle of giving, talking to those with gray hair. And some of it is really starting to show. Our grandmas are women of great wisdom. Yes, God created us women with a great ability to nurture and love. But without understanding, it can work against us and be of no value. So to sum it up, I want to read a portion out of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 6. This is from the Passion Translation. Amazing, I found this. Love is a safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing the best for others. Wow. I believe that is what every mom desires for her home. So let's reset the button. And as changes are coming to give us more freedom from this isolation, please, please, please do not forget what you already established in your home, what you learned as a couple, as a family, as friends, so we could become wiser and better people for the future and leave a better legacy. You know, life is filled with challenges. It is important that we grow and keep building our home around the things that do matter. I think we had a wake-up call of what matters, which is love. It's a great foundation. It's something that cannot be shaken. So when hard times come, again, we as a household are prepared to keep our families safe and sheltered. Yes, it is Mother's Day, and I want to leave you with this amazing portion from Proverbs. And it says, her teachings are filled with wisdom, and kindness as loving instruction pours from her lips. She watches over the ways of her household and meets every need they have. Her sons and daughters arise in one accord to extol her virtues, and her husband arises to speak of her in glowing terms. And I can already hear you saying, no, that's not for me. It's too high standard. I can't do it. I almost feel the same way. But I do want to challenge those thoughts you just expressed and I just expressed and say, it is absolutely possible to become a woman who expresses these virtues of life. For there are testimonies of women who walk in this, and it could be your mom, your auntie, your school teacher, your sister. We all have access to go here if we want to. You know, none of us are perfect, and it's not expected, but we can do our best in life and just be who we are, and that's expected. Please don't compare yourself. That is not a good pathway to choose. All of this does not happen by chance. It happens with purpose. So there's one more verse I'd like to read because this is going to just lift you up. It says, so go ahead and give her the credit that is due, for she has become a radiant woman. My prayer for you is that you do become a woman of radiance in your home first and then in this community, because you'll be someone that you just can't help but notice. Your smile just brings that warmth. Your heart always wants to give. You always bring a word of encouragement. You bring a compliment. Makes me feel so good. And you whisper a prayer when someone's heart is heavy. I bless you all and pray that the Lord will give you a blessed day of celebration. I really love you. Let's stay connected. Happy Mother's Day.